grade families. Welcome to our next newsletter for the 5th grade Heinz House family. I'm so excited to share with you what we are going to be doing this week in class. Before I get started on information for this week, I thought I would give you a couple important reminders. First up, I wanted to remind you about conferences. This week is ParentTeacher Conferences. They are all being handled through Zoom. You will be getting an email that has the link to our ParentTeacher Conferences Zoom meeting. I am trying my best to get all of my conferences into Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. However, if you have something going on and you're like, I can't make those days work, shoot me an email and I will definitely accommodate you and meet with you on Thursday. Also this week, we have a short week for students. Students will be in class full-time like normal on Monday and Tuesday. However, when we get to Wednesday, students will only have a half day, so we will have a unique schedule. Here's a look at what our schedule on Wednesday will look like. It's also linked down below in the description box. Next up, I wanted to let you know that we are going to be switching from using Student View as our main platform for school to using Seesaw as our main platform for school. So basically, we have had a lot of issues with Student View / Synergy / Parent View, so I am going to be moving away from that, and we are going to begin using Seesaw. We might do a few things this week to try and set up Seesaw, but we aren't going to move into using Seesaw full swing until Q2 begins next week. More information is going to be in next week's newsletter. Also coming with Q2, along with Seesaw, we are also going to get a new Q2 schedule. I thought it would be beneficial for our students to not just have one small group time, but to have 2 small group times throughout the day. This does mean, however, that our small groups are going to be much larger. They're going to be 8 to 9 students in each group. But this also means that your student is not just going to get one small group time, they're going to get not only reading small group, but also math small group. I think this is going to be extremely beneficial for everybody. All right, let's go ahead and get started and talk about this week in math. We were able to wrap up our Module 1 instruction for math this past week, and students did take half of their test on Friday. On Monday, they will be taking the other half of the test. On Tuesday and Wednesday, students are going to have the opportunity to review and make a few corrections on their math test to improve their grade. I will have an alternate activity for students who don't need to make any corrections on their math, so no worries there. Your students' needs in math will be met no matter how they scored on their test. Let's take a look at this week in spelling. This week we don't have a new spelling list just because it's a 3-day week. I don't think that that gives us an appropriate amount of time for a new list, so students will have this week off from spelling. If you have a student at home that you think is going to be bored or not have enough to do this week, I will be including a spelling challenge list. This is not required by any means. However, I think it'll be especially useful for those kiddos who maybe are going to find themselves bored this week because we do have a lot of review and testing. So that is there for them if they want something to kind of further their learning. Let's take a look at this week in reading. This week in reading, we are going to be wrapping up our new story, Everglades Forever. We have included some stories from Epic Reading that are also about the Everglades. Students are going to need to combine their knowledge that they've gathered from multiple resources to take their test this week. Students are also going to be creating a project for our story. I'm super excited. This is our first real project of the year, I would say. So students are going to be creating a brochure. I will be creating a tutorial for this, so no worries there. They should have completed their fact sheet on Friday, which was basically just filling out stuff about the habitats and all that stuff, describing it, whatnot. So they should have done that on Friday. If they haven't, this assignment is going to be due on Tuesday, so they have some time, but they will need to complete all of it. All of it's going to be turned in to me. All right, let's take a look at this week in science. In science this week, we are going to be wrapping up our unit on matter. I'm so excited for us to wrap it up so I can see just how much knowledge they have gained throughout this unit. On Monday in science, we're going to review everything that we've gone over in our matter unit, and then on Tuesday, students will be taking their test. On Wednesday, for science on Wednesday, I am going to be pre-recording 2 different experiments. Students will have the option to watch either of those, but they have to watch one of them. They need to watch one of those experiments at least, and then they need to answer a couple questions along the way. After they are done watching the video, students have the option to replicate one of those experiments at home for themselves. This part is not required by any means. I totally know that not everybody is going to have the materials they need for it, so no stress. Doing the experiment at home is not part of the requirement. The requirement is just to watch the video. All right, let's take a quick look at this week in writing. This week in writing, students are going to be continuing their writing that they started on Friday. On Friday, they were given the prompt, my vacation to blank. They got to choose where this vacation was to. They should have completed their brainstorming activities on Friday. On Monday, they will be writing their rough draft. On Tuesday, revising and editing. And on Wednesday, they will be writing their final draft and turning that into me. All right, lastly, we're gonna take a quick look at social and emotional learning for this week. This week for social and emotional learning in our class, students are going to be completing a self-reflection that you parents will get to see during parent-teacher conferences this week. Of course, as usual, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please email me and I will respond within 24 hours to the best of my ability. All right. I think that's everything I have for you. Thanks for watching and don't forget to tune in next time. See ya!